So I want to talk a little bit about the right of first refusal provision. And if you're a cell site landlord, if you just got a knock on the door and there's a, they handed you a lease agreement, one of the provisions in the lease is going to say right of first refusal. Basically, this is a provision that the tower companies and carriers came up with to protect their steel, protect their assets. And what they want with that protection is if you were approached by a third-party lease buyout company or someone else, a hedge fund, to purchase, they want to buy you out of the lease agreement. Well, if there's a right of first refusal provision, you actually need to share any bona fide offers that you are ready to consider. If you sign a, let's say if you have a letter of intent that you signed with company XYZ to sell them, do like $150,000 lump sum payment for your future rental payments, then you need to present that to your tenant, to like American Tower or Crown Castle or SBA, or if it's a rooftop site, maybe to Verizon or Sprint, actually not anymore, to T-Mobile or AT&T, because if you don't, you're going to be in default of your lease agreement, and you don't want to do that. So then they will have 30, 45, 60 days to decide whether they want to exercise that right to match the offer or beat it by $1, let's say, and then they would buy you out of that contract, of that lease agreement. Now the problem is when you negotiate a deal that has a right of first refusal, or ROFR, what it does, the tower companies love it because it does protect them. So let's say if I was buying these things and there was a right of first refusal provision in them, and if I contacted you and I wanted to buy this thing, which I'm not doing obviously, but if I was to do that and I saw, wow, it's a great site, but there's a right of first refusal provision, I'm not going to spend hours and hours putting together a wonderful proposal for you, because I know that American Tower or Crown or Vertical Bridge, they're just going to most likely exercise that option, and when they receive that notification. So what it does is it drives the values down, and it creates really an artificial market for these guys. They love it. So when you're negotiating a cell site lease up front, if possible, you want to get that right of first refusal provision struck from the agreement. Now, it's kind of difficult to do sometimes if you have multiple competing properties around you and you don't have a whole lot of leverage. Well, sometimes you live with the right of first refusal provision, and get the tower built on the property, get it leased. Look at it as a long-term play, so you're not going to hit a home run first time around. I'll give you a great example. A recent, it's not even recent, a Tower Genius client from, when did we help these folks? Going back about 7-8 years, we had stepped in to help them with a second amendment to help review and give them some coaching and consulting advice. And we were actually able to help them to convince their tower company to strike the right of first refusal provision that they had in the lease originally, going back in the late 1990s, and when the site was leased and built. And they were able to have that right of first refusal provision removed, and we actually replaced it with some language that Kevin Donahue and I came up with on a Verizon rooftop site out in California about 10, 12 years ago that Verizon accepted, and so far every single carrier and tower company we've ever talked to has accepted it on new sites and renegotiation sites where we're providing consulting services for people. Anyway, so we were successful in getting that language changed, and lo and behold, the tower owner is at a point where they're retiring and they're looking to cash out of things. And now they're able to go and obtain much more competitive offers. And we actually had some great feedback. There was the company that came to our owner, we just found out today, and they let us know that they were offered over $200,000 on top of their best offer, because there's a competitive marketplace. When these companies will fight over your deal, you can get more money. And it's key to getting an expert to help you, guide you along the way. Now, this was obviously a long process, and we've helped this particular client for almost a decade, and it's coming full circle for them. So there's a lot of added value in what and how we help people with these cell tower contracts. If you have any questions, you can always visit us at towergenius.com or give us a call at 888-313-9750. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks.